Hi, Johnny Burgin here with another Chicago Blues guitar lesson. All right, let's get this together. Okay, that's better, huh? So my last lesson was kind of about beginnings. You know, if you started from a 5-4-1, you know. That would be like a pretty good beginning if you did a 4-bar intro in B flat and you were playing like... So I thought maybe we should talk about endings. I've got this one student, and he's always like, how do we end the song? It's like, good question. So anyway, I have a little personal collection of endings in my head. I wish I could display them on a shelf, you know, like model trains or something. It actually starts with listening and noticing how people ended it. I mean, certain people have endings that they always fall back on. Muddy Waters. The main thing is, if you're an E, he always starts on that low string, the 3rd fret up. So like that would be one. Boy, it's really hard to think of endings when you're not in the flow of the song. And this goes back to my pickup band lesson. The main thing is everyone really has to watch each other. That's really why. Because generally when you play a blues song, you don't say, okay, we're going to go X times around and you do solo. Then I'm going to sing 2 more verses. You do solo, da-da-da-da-da-da, and then we're going to end it. There are some bands that do that, and they never make it. It never works to plan out this show to that level, it seems to me. I mean, you've got to feel when the ending is, and then do something that's obvious. Here's a great ending. You could probably recognize that, right? It's Hideaway. You can take that rhythm and put any freaking notes you want to it, and that rhythm is like da 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 boom boom boom. That should tell somebody, hey, dude's trying to end the song. I have played shows where I played endings that I thought were crystal clear, and they're just plowing ahead. I gotta wait 12 more bars, try it again. They've even failed a second time, and I'm like, didn't that sound like an ending? You know, what are they going to say? Yes, but I just wasn't paying any attention to you at all. I don't know. So these are the anxiety nightmares come to life, right? So anyway, let's try. This lesson's getting crazy already. So let's try it. So let's do this ending. I like this chord too. So this is an E. So it'd be like... So you could tell that phrase, do-do-do, was a distinct break of the rhythm. Now the California people, James Harmon, Rod Piazza, all these people, they like took that break of the rhythm to an extreme. It's honestly too extreme for me, but it is a legitimate ending that makes sense, and it certainly tells you it's an ending. So it fulfills like it fulfills the requirements for a solid ending. So there'd be like, let's say you're in C. Let's say you're in G. Okay, so they were really like chop, 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 chop. It's like they took that do 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 do, and they went da 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 boom, but that bam. And then I wonder, like, was that a joke? And then it just became a habit. Was it a joke that became a habit? Because it's so exaggerated, it's almost a parody. But you know, I'm not like putting any shade on them. You know, they had a great moment, and they brought the blues back, and they brought the harp back, and they brought cool swing and guitar back and all that. So, you know, it was a great moment in history with those guitar players, especially those harmonica players and the guitar players that came with them. But you don't have to. You can always swing in your endings. Like, here's an ending I like to do. This is an F. is actually from one of my songs, but I got it from Dave Myers, and this is one of the classiest endings ever. In fact, I'll do it in E, because this is, Dave Myers had a song that went like this. I forgot the name of it. It's on his record, You Can't Do That, with Rusty's In on it. And I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of this song. But he used to close the sets with this little after-work acoustic set. I'm going to play the last 12 bars of this song. It's an E6. In fact, I'm leaving out the D string, but that's just me. Rather than... That sounds kind of like you're just bashing on the guitar, and I don't always want to bash on the guitar. I just want to play just the best parts of the chord, you know, when you need them. Number slide up to A ninth. The top 4 strings, top 3 strings of an E6. Now here's the ending. Oh, da 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 da, boom. Which is the way Sam Lay always ended things like that when he played Caledonia. So he was really, that's almost like a big band, jazzy kind of thing. And obviously those guys came out of that swing era and they mixed that with the blues thing, and that's how they got all the beautiful little Walter music. Da 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 da. Now endings have they go in and out of fashion. There's endings that indicate a certain time period. If you look at the 30s, you know, people from the 30s were very different than now, I think. They had a different aesthetic. That's why it's kind of hard to listen to it at first, pre-war music. It's like I said another time, it's like if you read a really old book, you have to sort of stick with it for a while before you finally enter its world. So if you enter the music of the pre-war thing, their endings are totally freaking different. And I use this too. I'm in G now from the 5. I call that the 30s ending. It's a very Sonny Boy Williamson, Sonny Boy number 1 ending. That would never happen now. And I have to really make sure, if I do that ending, there's a song I use it on, I have to really make sure, hey dudes, I'm looking at all y'all. I have to just try to get eye contact. That last 12 bars, preferably at the top of the 12 bars, try to get eye contact, at least the drummer. I mean, the drummer can't fix it if he misses the ending, really. But everybody else sort of can. You know, they have a chance to sort of fake it out to there. But the drummer has got to really know there's an ending so he can end it with some confidence. So make sure you kind of catch their eye. If you can't catch their eye, you better nudge them or do something, man. Get their attention some kind of way. And then I do big motions, sometimes people, they're already it's like an avalanche and they can't stop it. They're already committed to whatever thought was in their head and they can't switch on a dime like that. But that's a cool ending too. That's a really unusual one. I just saw this African band, Togo Rhino, and they had a really weird ending. They went... That was their ending. I'm like, whoa. They just played a chord 5. That was trippy. Let's try some other. I'm just going to play, and I'm going to play Too Many Drivers. I keep going back to that song because it's fresh in my mind and it's such a perfect blues song. So. I got those licks wrong, but he ended up with those chords. He slid in the chord to end it. Dom, dom. But it was still the same. Do, 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 do. Boom, boom. So instead of boom, 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 he went dom, dom. And that's nice too. That's classy. The Albert King licks always went you know, I mean, he sort of stylized his thing a little bit differently, right? I'm in B flat. So that is another example of sort of modernizing the swing and giving it, instead of, you know, he wanted to make it a little bit more edgy. So he went, you know, so there's lots of times there's a break there. For breaks, I just hold my hand up, you know, or do whatever I can. So this isn't just about endings, it's about cueing the endings. So they're not that hard, and they're mostly the same with a few differences. Let's try another one. Let's try like Kansas City, for example. Let's say Kansas City in B flat. It's crazy little women, I'm gonna get me one. We got some crazy little women, I'm gonna get me one. That's really Freddie-ish, isn't it? That. Or if you were Lowell Fulson, he might end it like that. Or that is like stupid, and it's almost not stupid, but it's like corny, really corny. But you know what? Sometimes it's okay to be corny because you really need to send a message. Or maybe it's just you're feeling happy. Or it's almost rockabilly sounding. Or Luther Tucker, he goes, this is like a B flat 6. It's the same chord that's in Honky Tonk, different key, but yeah, what am I doing? Or here's another one. I do that in one song or another, I forget. That's just right on the B string. But you know, I'm not the world's greatest swing player by any means. I'm just barely holding my own with all that stuff. But I mean, you could play something really obvious if it's that kind of song where, you know, if it's the kind of song that's tied up in a nice little bow. And now, what's your choice, right? That Dave Myers lick is great, and I guess I didn't explain it, did I? So this is a B ninth with the low E string. Move it up one, and then move it up one, up one. And now, what do? Because we have 2 more booms to go, and we're already on the E ninth. This is the tricky part. This is the slick part. Now, here's your E ninth. I'm going to move my 3rd finger up 1 fret. My 1st finger down here. There you go. Or you could cover the D string. Whatever you want. It's like a Lonnie Johnson lick. Or whatever it is. Anyway, you could use that 6-9 chord, which is not so tricky. If you had a B ninth here and you just covered this up with your 1st finger, then you have, you know, he has those similar, he would use that maybe instead of a 9th. But again, I'm not really, haven't I'd have to like go back and look at that and really get it right. But yeah, so instead of a ninth, it's a sixth ninth. There's a ninth. But that's like a whole different bad. That's like for a blues ballad or whatever. Sometimes you really have to get weird with endings. Like I have a song called "Getting My Blues On," and it ends on it fades out. So it's fading out. And so it's like, well, what do we do? And this felt sort of anticlimactic. So the song started on the 5. So I ended on the 5 like this. I'm like yelling at D sharp, O, E. So that didn't it ends where it starts, but it doesn't end in the key of the song. So sometimes you have to get inventive. And that ending throws people, but I like it, and it has a dramatic finish. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat about ending songs, how to end songs, get you thinking about it so it doesn't have to be this horrible, scary deadline that's coming up and you don't know what to do. You know, oh my God, how do we end the song? Blah, blah, blah. You know, hopefully it simplified it a little bit. And do join me on Patreon to support these free lessons. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. And thanks for watching. See you next time.